and welcome to the stream. My name is Lee, and today I'm wearing makeup today because of, all the reasons. Still not a woman, but I think it looks kind of cool. I did some fun things with the eye little experiment. The sweat's coming down on the mascara, so a little bit, so that's kind of a problem, but I think it still looks pretty good, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to take off. So, we're just gonna do the whole stream with makeup and 2 earrings. Yeah, we're going a little bit slightly femme because you can see the flag. Anyway, all the gender fuckery flags. Okay, well, at least 2 of them. Let us do the thing. Hi, my name is Lee. Welcome to the stream. We are doing Greyhawk today. So for those of you who don't know the stream, let me do the thing with the thing. I have to go onto my own Discord and say I'm streaming, and then, so everyone knows I'm streaming. Playing catch-up for Greyhawk. Yay! Okay, so, Bob. Yes. Cool. Is fun stuff. Okay, let's go and do the other thing. Oh, yes, so, those of you who are familiar with the thing, let's see, let's start with that, and we go to Great Library Greyhawk. I have to check that I'm, oh, hey, I got straight to it. That's fine. Okay, now, just gotta make sure it's that one, and then yes. There we go. Okay, now I have to fuss with the thing. The aspect ratios. Yes, this is a big part of streaming. Is being personable, but also fussing with the frickin' making all the things on the screen the right size so that they show up right. And it's like I don't know. Sometimes people are just good at it. Me, not so much. But there we go. Perfect size. Now, so Great Library of Greyhawk. We were working on it. We were doing North Kingdom. So let me bring up the PDF. And then I will also do the thing wherein I tell everyone else we're streaming on the other servers. And then we will begin our customary, hey, let's put this in the Greyhawk. Okay. I'm going to take this down to start so I can open it up beforehand. Arbitrator. Let's go to document downloads, bottom of the what's it, because it's in the Undying. Ooh, okay, now, still in its pretty narrow form, so it should be just about right. Let me see. Beautiful. Okay, ta-da! Well, so that's Ivid the Undying. The PDF of the book by TSR from the year 2000, the distant year 2000, except in the opposite direction now because, wow, okay, yeah, we're all growing old. Okay, that, what was I going to say? I was going to go and poke around and, Majiggy what's it? So let's go here and, Bob. Okay, now I have to go to, where am I going? That is a good question. I'm going to go to the Greyhawk Wiki, Greyhawk Forum, and tell everyone we're live. And then we're going to go to the North Kingdom section of this one, and while we're doing that, there's going to be an ad break, and I left my water glass in the other room, so perfect. So, how this works, some of you who know me know, I kept my ad breaks here, so I know when they're happening. Basically, I run as few ads as possible, which, but just a little bit, just so I get a little bit extra revenue. It's helpful to the channel. I appreciate it. If you want a sub, you can get rid of them altogether. Basically, subs get to look at pictures of Addy while I go and do things, and then I pop back in 1 minute later. What was I gonna say? Oh yes. So, the what's it thingamabob? Oh right. I was going to. It's gonna happen in a couple seconds. So a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is go to Greyhawk Online. Um, and Yell at Kit and not Yell at Kit. She's all right. Hang on. Let me. Okay, yeah, it's doing that thing where it's gonna let the editing thing out. So, and then we were working on North Province. We were going through the cities. It was definitely a Battleground. We got um Yee. Um, lovely. Okay. So, yeast. Okay, now our plan, such as it is to go to. Hmm. Um. Let's see. Okay. We're gonna go do the thing. We'll go to the north section, and then when it starts, I'll go get my water glass because hydrate or dehydrate's important. What was I gonna say? Free cities, right? Like, north. We were doing over North Province because apparently I didn't do a good job of it the first time. All right, there we go. Um, yep. Okay, it should be thingy. Alright, well, I'm gonna get my water glass anyway. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm gonna get my water glass anyway, and I will see you in a little bit. Mm, okay. Alright, good. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. Hang on. Alright. Hello, I'm back. Mm-hmm. Actually, once I got my fish tank set up, if I had a second camera, I could do a live fish cam. I could put I could go back to using this camera and then use that one to do live fish. Watch the fish swim. Mm. Um, okay. So, welcome everyone. North Province. We were going through and doing our towns, if I recall correctly. Then we're gonna go back and do. Here's the Navy. We were doing. Oh boy. Okay. We had the whole East Fair, which we will have to go and do at some point. Um, but yeah. So, a fun fact about Greyhawk. Usually I do it on Wednesdays around this time, and yesterday I worked an extra shift and also got off super late and had to walk home from the bus stop instead of taking the other bus, so that was an extra 45 minutes on foot. And the other shift went late and a whole other things, and I was just exhausted and was like, all right, I'll set an alarm, and then slept through it. So, you know, it's like fully caught up on sleep. Went to Clifton today, and instead of getting a decent actual amount of sleep, but you know, they say you can sleep when you're dead. Um, I figure I owe you guys a stream, and besides, I miss Greyhawk. I wanna do at least a little bit. You know, I gotta keep my stats up. Fun fact: I am the like second most frequent editor of the wiki after like or third if you count Kit, but she's just everyone. Address. Okay, hang on. Let me also. Oh yeah, I actually can check this. Hang on. For those of you who don't know, Kit is the uh. Let's see. I can watch recent changes. Um. Oh hey, Abra Sagast, who in recent lore update from Living Greyhawk is librarian, and she's like, I am librarian, and I will take her name because I am also librarian. I'm like, yes, good. So, oh, what is Runburn? I wonder. I got behind the scenes access. Living Greyhawks. Um, okay. Mall Village Resting, The Vale, Cairn Hills. Um, Yandala. Where's Yandala? Oh, Yandala. Well, Yandala is the halfling goddess, right? We used to do before. Oh, religions. It's not religious. It's religious. Common and halfling for languages. Oh, it's in Ernst. Okay, it's in Ernst. Interesting. Someone just updated this page. We are not in that part of the world. So, um, If of the Undying is about everything east of so the Solar Ocean is the easternmost extent of the Flanaess, um, and which is the region, this chunk of continent that is the basically where Greyhawk, the setting is, like 90% of it is. This is the Flanaess. This is this region that was home to the Flame people until Iridians and Sulois and uh, um, the Clunish troops. Iridians were kind of, I think, they were mercenaries. They'd been migrating westward, pushing out, fighting with and pushing out the native Flam populations, and then the Sulois and the Clunish, who were kind of near um, the western side of the Flanaess, had a big fight. They had a lot of Iridian mercenaries working for them, if I recall correctly. But then the Sulois and the Clunish fought, and it ended badly. They used whatever the magic equivalent of nukes is, the Great Devastation, the Twin Cataclysms. It turned large swaths of the desert into glass. Like there was so much intensive magic, and like that could not be replicated. So all the refugees continued pouring eastward, accelerating the process, and the Flanaess is this region. You know what I can do? I can bring up Anna's map. So, for those of you who don't know, Anna B. Meyer is a cartographer extraordinaire. Uh, Anna is cartographer extraordinaire, and 650, not that one. Okay, we can still get the easy zoom. Apparently, the easy zoom is no longer software. Basically, they're shutting down the program that runs easy zoom, but we can still get it for now. Let me minus the side you can see, just because I know a lot of you probably are like, oh, he does this every week, whatever. We do this so much. Of course, we know Anna, and we know what the Flanaess looks like. I always like to do a kind of overview just in case there are newbies. And also, you should all go back in on Patreon. Like, and I think you can support free, like a free membership that lets you see all the cool stuff. She's trying to do that as a model because, you know, she has enough community support that she can and she wants to. And I'm like, yeah, great. I do. Am one of her supporters just because I use her maps so often. She just put them for free under Creative Commons, but since I use them in the stream so often, I feel like I should. But she's cool. I've gotten to meet her. She comes to cons all the time and is just the coolest. And ex Air Force pilot, like total badass, and like the classically trained cartographer, and she's really cool, and like understands this, like how the science of how geology and civilization and all this cool stuff, and just she's smart. Anyway, she's cool. Sorry, I just have to babble a little bit about how cool Anna is. Point. Okay, so this is the Flynnis. This is the Silver Ocean on this coast. Then you go west. You got Furundi. This is the what's left of the Baklunish Empire. Um, this area down here is so some of Nana's maps aren't 100% canon. Oh, yeah, this part down here, that was where the Sulois were, and it is not so good. What's on here? Okay, so that's a few other things. Essentially, some of this stuff is Sea of Dust. Yep, we actually had a campaign set there. My point is, what was I gonna say? Oh yes, so some of Anna's are not 100% canon. Takes into effect living Greyhawk. She alters things occasionally. I remember they keep meaning to ask her. She drew a road differently than it's shown in the canon map, and I wanted to ask her why, and I keep forgetting which road it is and why I want to ask her. And then I'll be like poking at. I'm like, oh, that's why. And then next time I see her, I've forgotten again. I will write it down eventually. But I get to see her fairly often because she comes to cons and is cool. So I'm very lucky in that regard. Okay, so point is map. Yes, I am getting distracted. We do that a lot on this stream. You learn to drive it. Okay, there's the Great Kingdom. So this map is, because this is the one where I can get the easy zoom. Um, it is 576, which means that this was before the Great Kingdom fell apart. So after, so the here I'll show you guys. This is the PDF. So if the Undying, this is what is happening in the region as of 585 CE, CY. Come here. So 585 CY. Um, Essentially, at that just at 586 ish, what happened was Roxas, the Ivid, the fifth, had his empire, his kingdom was falling apart. The Great Kingdom had been shrinking, had once stretched all the way from. Let me show you guys a map. Um, all the way from here to Landgrafton and the Celadon. I think it went all the way to Keeland. Definitely, yeah, it went all the way to Greyhawk because that was the Landgrafton technically. I think it covered parts of what was now Furundi. Benirond, where's Keeland should be around here somewhere, right? If I recall correctly. Anyway, Almore's down there. Almore, what happened to Almore? Anyway, point being, yeah, it hit Ernst, Night, parts of Nyrond, all the way to Greyhawk. It went a lot, and it's been slowly breaking up. But so Ivid the Fifth is undead abomination, who is a little bit. Oh, the Great Kingdom has a tradition of being evil. He's just a little bit insane too, and is undead and has been trying to turn other people into dead, slaughtered a bunch of siblings to make way. He has canonically a son, which I did not realize, which is a little weird. But anyway, point being, yeah, Ivid. So Ivid the Overking, after the Greyhawk Wars, which is a bunch of conflicts, left the kingdom in a vulnerable state. Everyone is just kind of waiting for him to screw up so that they can take over. So the book, Ivid the Undying, as it were, is about the last days of the Empire and how there it is. Yeah, the last days of the Empire and what the political situation was right before, right at the end of the Greyhawk Wars. The last of the conflict is settling. There's all of these factions are jockeying for power. North Province basically declared secession. Seceded. Yeah, not succeeded, seceded. I remember our A-push teacher was very strict on that. But yeah, they've basically done that. No one, if it doesn't even notice, he's throwing down the Cronian rule, but he's so paranoid that he has people being executed left and right. half the time they're just lie about, like, his executioners will lie about having executed people. Um, it's intense, and different factions are vying for what are we gonna do, because they're hoping, they're looking for an opportunity. It's like, just something. They know that if it's not going to last forever, he's going to fall in, collapse in on himself somehow, and they're all jockeying for position in that. Then, so that was the Greyhawk as of 585. Now, 585. So 585, 586, Roxas, which is the capital wherever it is, something happens. So there was a declaration: if it is no longer the king, not that he's dead, he's no longer in charge. After that, some weird magical effect happened. Everything was trapped inside. There's monsters that are coming out of there. So, but no one knows what's going on inside this barrier, which is more or less impenetrable. There was one bard who claimed to have been inside, but he's a known liar, so no one's quite trying to believe him or not. So Roxas just fell, and it got sealed off from the rest of the world, and no one knows what's going on there. So all of those petty factions were left to do the power vacuum, fight it out in the power vacuum, and um, various things happened. So the If the Undying was the source book we have here from right before that happened, but a lot of the factions are still the same. Zavanna is talked about. They talk about Zavanna and all of the Darman nobles, and all the different ones who are vying for position. Zavanna is mentioned as one of them, and he becomes the Overking. Um, so yeah, so this was said as of there. And the publishing of the book itself was it was the last thing TSR published. In fact, they didn't quite actually publish it as such. They had all they didn't have any of the layout done, but they had all of the writing done. It was all written. Some of the artwork was, they had a couple maps commissioned. They hadn't done the final layout, but all of the writing stuff was done. Carl Sargent had written everything. They had approved. They were going to print, and the layouts. And then TSR fell through, got bought out by Wizards of the Coast. And so there was argument of what to do with this book. Eventually, after negotiation with Wizards of the Coast, various fans came forward, and they worked out an agreement. I think Kit did part of the layout because she put the map. She's credited because she put the map in. She found a spot to put the map. There was some of this layout was fan done. People did that to preserve it, so it's only available PDF. And I mean, I guess someone's probably printed copies, but none officially. And it is considered official canon because it was written while TSR was still a thing, and Charles Sargent is well known for doing his work on the Greyhawk thing. But yeah, that's the story of Greyhawk, Even the Undying, the Greyhawk sourcebook. I was poking very years ago. Oh god, 2 or 3 years ago, I think. I was what I would do is wiki walks. I started poking at Greyhawk because a friend was going to be involved in the Greyhawk campaign, and I heard about Virtual Greyhawk Con, and I couldn't actually do anything for it because I was working that weekend, but I had a Friday stream, so I said, well, why don't I poke at this a little bit, and we'll do a wiki walk through the Greyhawk wiki. And then I got distracted because I wanted to look up Relastra, because that was where their campaign was happening, and I got distracted because I got down a rabbit hole of they said, oh, the Sulais and after the Great Cataclysms with the Sul, and I'm like, wait, what? And then I went back to the whole Cataclysm thing, and did not get any actual learn about Relastra, but I did learn it was the Solar Compact, and there's no information on the other Solar Compact cities. There is, actually. They have it in this book. But I was on a Greyhawk forum after, poking through and doing some light editing and cross-referencing for the wiki. I said, well, there's no information. It's kind of weird. And they're like, oh, yeah, Even the Undying has whole sections on them. I'm like, what? So I get myself a copy of this one, and yeah, it does have whole sections. So I started with those, and then I realized, yeah, like 3/4 of the stuff in this book isn't in the wiki. So I took it upon myself to put it in, most of it. There's some stuff which is kind of the way the wiki works is you're supposed to leave off enough that people still need to buy the source books, kind of as a negotiation of IP with because it's Creative Commons, but it's a copyrighted IP, so that's the kind of the negotiation you come to um, with Wizard of the Coast, who owns the rights to Greyhawk now. They have some interesting ideas about Greyhawk. There's been a lot of talk over the years about well, they're hoarding it. They don't allow stuff on DM's Guild. Even all the other settings, they allow stuff on DM's Guild. So, it's in a weird thing because they're. Anyway, there's some disagreement on the exact nature of how that works. They released one Greyhawk module in 5e, and then called it setting agnostic, even though it's specifically set in Greyhawk. Saltmarsh. Anyway, a lot of people were really big fans of Greyhawk, and there's a whole thriving community of people who love the setting, myself included now. I kind of got roped into it, and it's growing on me. Oh, yeah, we haven't even done any editing. We just got talking. I'm sorry, I do this often. So, but what I was doing is going through, and we were doing Darnagal. We were talking about Darnagal, and it was after Darnagal. I think we started with Darnagal, and then we hadn't gotten to Greenkeep yet. So basically, no, Edgefield, right? We did Darnagal. We were starting on Edgefield. Here we go. Yes, I remember this. We started it. We put Edgefield up, and then I think yes. Yeah. So we did What we did with Edgefield was, let's see. Now we go here to the wiki. That's the map. So this part of things, North Province. So it's marked as North Province because it's before they officially seceded, and East Fair, Aristan, Bellport, Edgefield is along the river, if I recall. Luverne, no, that river. There's the river. It's east. It's the same one as East. Oh, Darngal is on the river. Edgefield. Here we go. Yeah, Edgefield. So it's over here, down by East Fair, by the Adry Forest. So there's the Adry Forest. That's one of the good things about Anna's maps versus the one in the official. The official one was Kent Mathieson, I think, that was officially commissioned by Wizards of the Coast, and then they stuck. We found Kit found a place when they did the last part, the layout. Found a place to put it. And they also absolutely commissioned a map, or were going to commission a map of Roxas because they have reference numbers to a map, and no map. So it was not done yet, and then it fell through, and they couldn't finish that part. So, which is frustrating because there's like, oh yeah, go look at this map, and I'm like, there's no map. I mean, I guess someone could draw a map of Roxas because there are other source books that have maps of Roxas. Mm. But the numbering doesn't line up to those, which is frustrating. Anyway, references. Wow. Okay, so sorry, my back is sore. I need a better way to sit, but then I'd have to. I don't exactly have room for a chair in here. It's a small place. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. My head is being weird. Okay. Fun stuff. So we're gonna actually do something. So Edgefield. Let me see. Yes, we. Okay. Um, yes, Edgefield, and then yes, Edgefield. Um, then uh, um, I think sometimes it's written as okay. So this is exactly what I have for Edgefield, and all these other ones are yes. Edgefield coat of arms is blazoned. Avert a griffin rampant ghouls. Yeah, that's basically they describe it in the book, and apparently there's a very specific language of heraldry that you're supposed to use if you talk about how heraldry of how you explain the colors and stuff. So when I read it, it was in plain language, and Kit was like, "Okay, this is heraldry translation. This is what you should put." So I'm like, "Okay." I think Anna's been doing. I might be able to get a picture of it actually. Now that I think on it, because Anna's been doing all this heraldry, and the Edgefield one's canonically pretty clear, so she probably did. And that is. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do this. We're gonna look. So Anna has been doing. Let me look at this. So, nope, not that one. Not that one. Yes. Okay. So, map. Okay. I'm gonna zoom out. So back here. Banners. Easy zoom. Okay. Heraldry. Here we go. Collection. Okay. Let me. I think these are in. It's PNG files. Okay. So they have the, so I wish I could get a little zoom in enough to see. Um, let me see. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, so I can see which set it's in. Um, I guess I could take this one. Yeah, basically she set up the heraldry, and one of these might be edge. If one of them is Edgefield, we could use it. Maybe we just have to source it, and that might be Edgefield there. It's green rampant. Okay, I'll read the thing from the PDF and talk. That's and also does all the heraldry, by the way. She's skilled and does that too. Um, okay, so Hastern being wealthy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So he basically, yeah, um, he's being paying, yes, he's paying tithes and handing over material goods instead of direct coins, so we can keep some of that. Including slave, liegeman of the prince. Oh, countesses. Okay, that's also political situation. Um, I was from the Adri. A red griffin rampant on a green background. Okay, so the red griffin on the green background is, I think that might be that one right there. Um, red on green. You know what we're gonna do? Okay, it's still, it's we have a little bit. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get the heraldry. Okay. And we're gonna do that. Thank you, Anna. You all should go and see. Okay, so let me put the map back up briefly. Then we're gonna go geography. So Edgefield is on the sometimes written as Edgefield. We might want to do a redirect. I can never remember how to do those properly. Um, which is by an Iron Fist. Okay, so geography. I think right at the eastern edge of the Abbey Forest. Um, okay, that's the city. Let's take some of these out. Government heraldry, economy, resource. Okay, yeah. Let's go here. The first thing we do, let's go in here. Um, city sized. Okay, yes. So some of the history. Yes, yeah, right. Seceded. Okay, so right. So he provided Grace Grenell. Okay, yeah. So he was highly supportive of Grace Grenell, which we put into history because that was okay. So he was putting that. Let's see, wealthy. Okay, let's see. Hang on. Great jail. Um, toward Audrey from Imperial soldiers. Okay, yes. Erdi, yeah. Bandits fleeing from the Adri from Imperial soldiers. So he takes, oh yeah, he taxed the refugees. That's how he got rich, was taxing refugees. Um, that's why we put the history section too. Yes. Okay, two border, let's see, disputed lands, two border disputes. We figure that one out too. Um, medium to poor rulership. Those lands mean the orc encampments are low. Right. This is a mechanic of rulership level that does some. That's a mechanical thing for that. Um. Okay. Um. Highlander. Okay. Yes. So Grenville Stolster. Okay. Okay. All right. City South is. Let's see. Do I have that? Yes. I. Let me put this up so you can see what I'm working on. This is the way you do it is you yes, so you can see what we're working with here. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so Rostana's House of Pleasure. Okay. Um, Notable, um, okay, notable buildings. Maybe we could put three special features walled off Maze Garden. Currently being completed. Ooh, so there's the jail. Okay, that's fun. Notable inhabitants. Found on preceptor from mid. Oh, okay. Okay, so uh, yes. We should mention it has a preceptor for midnight darkness. That is a okay. Let's put that. So here we go. Let's go to notable individuals. That was what I wanted to do. The midnight darkness. Preceptor of midnight darkness. Okay, so midnight darkness is a group of assassins. This shadowy assassination organization has a base. Okay, this guy, and he has a section. So we're gonna make a page on him essentially, but I'm gonna put his name in there. Just Flandarn Reshelfer. Flandarn. Okay, so name. Reshelfer. Reshelfer. Um, Reshelfer. Yep. Reshelfer. Okay, so he has a section, so we're gonna make a page on him, but I want to do that. Um, um, Widely regarded. Okay, so midnight. What we can do is okay. So let's do that. Um, yeah. I know. So because I do bit by bit. Yes, midnight darkness does link properly. Okay. Oops. Okay. Um, the city. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So there's that. Now, okay, population, demographic. Okay, so religion. What does it say about? Does it say anything about religion? Okay, let's see. Um, okay, turned. Okay, so he was turned into an. Okay. Yes, mostly because he was upset that he's turned into animus by the Overking. That sport includes humanoid. Yes, the humanoid divisions. Right. So, right, he's hatred of because he's an animus and he got turned into an animus. He hates Ivid. That's So we did at least a little editing. Yay. Yay us. This is a slow process. I've been working on this for years, and I probably will keep going for years. It's slow and steady, but oh, that's okay. Still more than almost anyone else because that's what happens. You chip away at it, and that's one page at a time. So let's see. Um, okay. Okay. Mix of humanoid forces. More wealth than most princes. Okay, so ahoy, Alcantar, welcome. So Alcantar's good friend who is putting together a kind of um, a fighting game, I guess, in the grand tradition of like Street Fighter. They have. I know nothing about fighting games. I didn't even realize they freaking have plot, which I just went straight over my head. But is putting one based on Greyhawk, and it's just kind of cool. Um, she's been working on it for a while, and it's kind of her thing. Okay. And then mixing that with the barrier peaks and stuff, and it's fun. Okay, so yeah, my guitar's cool. She streams as well. We've rated into her before. It's how I learned more about fighting games watching like two of her streams than I have in my entire life. So take that for what it's worth. Let's see. Um, okay, yes. So got rich doing that. Yes, because that was what we put in the city of how he got rich using that. Border disputes. Okay. Uh. Okay. Prince, Sergeant of Dustbridge, and Countess. Um. The exact southern border. Prince Montand of Delaric, who is powerful and dangerous, who holds the disputed lands, is the winner of such conflicts. He does not bother with diplomacy or treaties. He's just like, okay, no, my men are there, therefore it's my land, and you can deal if you want. That's his view on that, which I think is pretty fair. I mean, practical for an evil prince. But the entire North King of the entirety of the Exarch Kingdom is ostensibly evil. They do rule through fear, and yeah, they're all of them are technically evil. It's an interesting lawful evil. They have rules and the stricture, which is the only way to run things. Um. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Um. Um. Right. Air defections. Yeah, the air defections at work. So the people of the Audrey Forest who are kind of doing their own thing, just kind of if they, as long as that's partly place they can be because no one's attacking them because everyone's too busy fighting each other. Interesting. Um. Huh. Okay. Right. Shalster was Shalster one of the ones. Okay. Um. Baron General. Okay. I don't know what his thing is. Here. Here's what you can do. So this is an interesting thing of who is Baron, and you can. This is the one of the few things you can do. Well, also I guess if you have a physical book, you can do an index. But sometimes the index is that's the power of a good index. But before that, there was yeah. If you don't have an index, you can. PDF allows you to search. Um, um, okay, 22. North Province. Okay. Um, Highland Castles. Okay, I see. They're talking about in later section of exactly what the Highland Castles are. Okay. And then does he have a section? Himself. Um, and then, yep. Grinnell. Okay. He does have one. Okay, so there. Okay. So, Highland Castles, Green Keep. Okay, so essentially, we're gonna have to go and do him later. But, okay, why don't we start with Cityscape, and then we do notable buildings. There are two. Okay, so, yeah, the city gates, a heraldic emblem. Okay, so there are three main. So we got the let's see, there are three main buildings that are of note. So maybe we could do notable buildings under cityscape, and then just kind of. Oh, should we do them like that? Okay, so Waldorf Maze. Um, and Talnara Cathedral of Hexer. Okay. Um, um, the town. So the cathedral. Is there anything on the cathedral? Yes. All right. Let's see. Say anything else about the cathedral? No. Maybe. Hang on. Um. Okay. I could take out the religion section and because, or um. Hexter. Let's see. Um. 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 Worship of him as he was the um official before the kingdom's dissolution. Um. Um. Dissolution. Okay. Um. 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 Yes. Cathedral. Maybe I'll Okay. We'll cite that as the cathedrals here. So let's cite that as from 54. Okay. Let's see. Cancel. No, I don't want to do that. Um. Book. Event. Yeah, it's there's even a citation system built in for it. Um, like, you know, it's just like there was even a whole citation thing built in to cite Ivid, and which actually interesting thing. So we can get the citation really easy. The other fun thing I know is that the monster manual was they did a reprinting of it, and I have a copy of the reprinting. So when I was citing it for I think it was Beholders, um, no Rust Monsters. I made a page on Rust Monsters, and I cited because I had a reprint and it wasn't the same one as the other one. I actually did a full MLA style um, citation for it, and then yeah. Um, okay, so all right, I think that's enough for religion section. Here, I keep forgetting to do this. Um, that's what I'm doing. That's the entirety of the section. Um, It's small, but it is, worship factor. Okay. Um, yep. Okay. Um, um, okay. I might take out the geography section. We'll see on that. Meanwhile, let's go with cityscape. Okay, so, um, walled city and the gates. Let me look at the gate. Some of the gates. Walled city. Mm, uh, Walls are made of stone and gates huge bronze wood shields. Heraldic emblem. Um, let's see. Pasterns. Um, Stone walls. Uh, Main gate in the stone walls. Main gate in the stone walls. Uh, Bronze wood. Okay, yeah, that's the thing of break it down. Yes, if both halves are, then it is just not a compound word it recognizes, but it is. That's the thing about compound words. Sometimes, um, if you push two words together and both of them are spelled correctly, you can form a compound word. And depending if that particular compound is in um, regular usage or not, or you add a prefix, but the prefixed version isn't in regular usage, so spell checkers will get confuzzled by it. But if you break it off the prefix and then you check the word in itself, that's the only way you can know if you spelled it right. Um, so if you want to know if you spelled bronzewood right, because it's not in. Um, um, okay, here's the question: is bronzewood hyphenated? Because you see, some of the words are broken up with hyphens. So fighting, yeah. So is it broken up with a hyphen because it's a hyphenated word, or is it broken up with a hyphen because it's um? Hang on. Sorry to do this to you, but something is happening here. So what I'm gonna do, um, something weird's going on right now. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give you that. And I will be back in a minute to fix it. All right. Sorry about that. For 2 seconds. All right. Let me keep stretching for a little bit. Thing with that. Um. Oh, right. So, fun story. Here we go. Okay. I am back. Here, give me a second to get the ad end so that. Hi, welcome back. Okay, let me take Abby down. Hi. Sorry about that. Someone was knocking at my neighbor's door, and it sounded like they were knocking at my door, and I was like, I need to go check on this because it's probably something important. No, they're knocking at my neighbor's door. That's the same sound. I am. Okay. They're not actually knocking at the door, but I can't tell from here. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Um, I'm the one here at home, so I have to. If someone knocks on the door, I technically have to answer. I guess I don't have to, but. Oh, yeah. Alright. Okay, so. That is here. Okay, so. What's I gonna do? Oh yes, so the stone walls, bronze. Oh, bronzewood, right? So we are gonna go see if bronzewood, bronzewood, exactly once. What about this? No search. Okay, so this is the only occurring of the word. Okay, I'm gonna say for now set it this, and then we will poke at that later. Bronzewood. Um. Okay. Actually, let me take this way. Here's what we're gonna do. Yeah. So bronzewood shields the heraldry. Um, display prints Hastern heraldry. Okay, heraldry. I can heraldry. Let me just check if we spelled Hastern right, which is the prints. Um, heraldic emblem. Yes. Um, um, yes. So there's the glass. There's the cupola with the glass steel. Okay. Yeah. You know what? We're just gonna. Um. Let's see. Is the Dumatorium, which is I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna try to see if we can do that. Um, has a glass cupola, which is kind of cool. Glass steel cupola. Okay. Three S's or two in glass steel. Um, two S's. Two S's in glass steel. Okay. Yeah, three S's is a lot. Roommate says two M's, but three is an awful lot. So let's see. This is how you do um, cupola. How do you spell cupola? Cupola. Cupola. Yep. An extra vowel in there. Okay. Is it astronomy or astrology? Astrological studies. What is it? Of the few resident mages. Okay. Is it? Oh no, site source book. Vivid. What page? Okay. All right. Okay. You know, the benefit of dipping out like that is that, and running an ad break is that now there's pre rolls off for like the entire stream. That's the trade off I found with these ads. Is I used to have just enough to keep the pre roll off, but then I was like, I can do a little less and still keep the pre roll off, and then I couldn't set it to less, and it's a whole thing. Um, Basically, that means if anyone pops into the stream, they don't have any pre roll ads when they first pop into the stream. Which, if you run enough ads, you can avoid that. First, as you run an ad, it avoids it for a certain amount of time. So, I feel like that's a good trade off. I know ads are annoying, but they help the channel a lot, so I appreciate you guys letting me run them. What else? Cupola. Yes. Exceptional. Okay, yeah. Rosanna's. Rostana's House of Pleasure. Eccentric Mage. Oh, right, page number. 54. 54. Oh, yes. Okay, 54. Um, yeah, I still have not had enough sleep over the past few days. I'm hard crashing, but I want to at least, keep moving on it. Um, keep the keep going with the streaming. Every week we do this, and some weeks we get more done than others, but we always get at least a bit done. Um, um, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Of the past few weeks I've been a little. I'm pushing myself. I'm working extra shifts to try and save up for GaryCon, which is a shame because GaryCon's awesome. By the way, if you are going to GaryCon, hit me up Discord. That's the Discord channel. I provide links for stuff that's not Greyhawk, Even the Undying. There is links to Even the Undying. Actually, any article that cites Ivid invariably includes the link. It's embedded in the bibliography. The bibliography citation for Ivid the Undying is the link to the URL. To URL to get a copy of it. So, um, but what I was gonna say was, yeah, I provide amusing conversation. I used to do writing prompts. I haven't in a while. We should do a new one. Writing prompts, amusing conversation, links to anything I show that's not Greyhawk. I think I did put a link to the Greyhawk wiki at some point on the Discord, but it's been buried under other stuff. Um, Notifications whenever I'm going live. And other stuff. You can pepper me with questions and demand that I cover things on stream and stuff. Um, yeah. Now you can ask. You can't demand unless you fork over like a gajillion channel points, which people have built up enough, and I do allow for that. If you look at the vibe points, you can trade in. I think it's I don't know, 20,000. Um, yeah, guaranteed 23. Yeah. That's another fun thing. Um, yeah. So that's Greyhawk Wiki, by the way. It's what I'm working on now. Okay. Sorry, I'm head's doing weird things. Yes. But okay. So that's Ivid. Um, one such mage is the designer and proprietor of, right? Is he design? Yes. Let's see. Ruler. Okay. Yes. City mainly built around. Okay. Yes. Um. 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 One such mage is the eccentric. Is the designer of Rostana's. What is it? Rostana. Rostana's um, House of Pleasure. Um, House of Pleasure. Um, is hemisphere. hemispherical. Yeah, because hemisphere. Big. Galda fruit. Is. No, the building is hemispherical, meant to. Right. Galda. Yes, and Galda has Galda. Yes, Galda is according to Kit. She wrote a page about it. So the tree is known to Greyhawk. So Galda fruit. Yes. So I'm going to move the shape of Galda fruit. No, sorry guys. Alright, we're gonna finish this paragraph, and then I need to lie down a little bit because I have not done enough. Yeah. Too little sleep, and but I wanted to make sure because I try to stream. I always stream on the time I do stream, and I already passed out through one of them yesterday. I don't want to skip it altogether, and I think we've done a pretty good stream. We just spent too long faffing about with the explanations, which you know. Um. Um. Uh. Enchantments. Let's see. Source book. If still 54, right? Yes. Okay. Talking doors, banquets. Um. Oh. Including. Uh. Doors. Um. Talking doors. Um. Um. Uh. Banquets and couches. Um. I feel like that's really good phrasing. We should just grab the phrase. Court. You know what? Um. Courtesan is there. We go. Then that. Then is source book, vivid, and then that is from page. Yes, but inside the quotes to indicate that the entire quote is from there, and then I like to put the period after the citation because it looks cleaner when you do that. Shush. Okay. Um. There we go. Um. Okay. compound, which includes Cathedral, the Hex Door, um, Heston's Keep, and okay, Keep is, and Heston's, oh no, Heston has. Keep is the one that's lowercasing. And okay, let me go that. I okay. Please. Okay. Okay. Let me do that. All right. Yep. Okay. Jail. Um. 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 Captured. Wow. Um. Just, um. Okay. All right. I definitely am gonna do that. Okay. So we're gonna do this. Okay. Yay. All right. I got it. All right. Um. Okay. Um. Citations. Yeah. We have bibliography. Okay. William Allman. Okay. Yeah, William Allman was the one who did all the formatting and stuff, and Kit helped, and it was okay. Yeah, so there's that. So that's the index at the end of the article. Okay, um, so it's coming along. the The article is coming along a little bit. So we did a little bit. I think I am crashing. I appreciate all of you a lot. We're gonna take care of yourselves, and that means you need a nap too. Then you should take a nap. Consider that main first endorsement for getting enough sleep. Also, hydrate or dihydrate. This is pineapple juice, watered down so it hydrates better. That's about it. Okay. I'm gonna raid. My next stream will be Tuesday. If not before, possibly we'll do a Saturday stream. We'll see how that goes, but I don't think I have anything planned for this Saturday. Um, Tuesday we'll do something. I'll put up a poll maybe. Yeah, we'll do something on Tuesday. Um, Meanwhile, let me go raid us into somebody. Yeah, and that's just started with the new prereqs. That's perfect time to do it. Okay. Let me go and see if any of our people are on. If anyone was in chat, I'd ask, hey, is there anyone you want me to raid? But it doesn't seem like. Well, Alcantar's in chat. Is there anyone you want me to raid? Anyone? If not, I'll just raid. Well, let me go and see what we can find. Okay. Um, Jamie's on. Faye is on. Epic Duck. Rush for Hire. Um, why don't we do? Let's do. Let's do Jamie. Jamie is nice. We're gonna raid Jamie. Okay. Everyone go say hi. If you're following and or subbing, you should be able to use the orange emotes. They say raid in very faint lettering. Um, Yeah, let's do it. See you guys.